Yeah. So today we're doing synthetic division, which is a shortcut to our long division that we did yesterday. We're just using coefficients. So here's going to be our first problem. We have x to the third minus 3x squared minus 17x plus 3, and I'm dividing that by x plus 3.
Hi people on YouTube.
That's Luke and Kajawa saying, what up? Okay. So when I'm dividing these guys, the first thing that I want to do is write down my coefficients. So again, coefficients of my first part, my numerator, is 1, negative 3, negative 17, and positive 3. Then in the box to the left, so I'm going to make this little box over here, I'm going to do the opposite of the number in the binomial. So my constant term in the binomial, which is 3, well, that needs to be a little more centered. There we go. 3. The opposite of positive 3 is negative 3. Third thing is I carry down my first coefficient, so I move my 1 down there. Then, fourth thing, I multiply the number I brought down, which was 1, times the number in the box, which is negative 3. That gives me negative 3. I write it underneath my next coefficient right here. So I put it underneath, and then the last thing is I add my columns. Negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 6. Then I do the same thing. Negative 3 times negative 6 gives me 18. Add those together and I get 1. 1 times negative 3 gives me negative 3. And that gives me 0 when I add those together. Obviously, just like I did there, I repeat until I get to the end of the problem. And so my end is 1, negative 6, 1, and 0. The last number I always put in a box because that's my remainder. My next number is my constant term. My negative 6 is an x, and then my next one is an x squared. So again, it always goes from right to left. My first is my remainder, then my constant term. You know, x to the first power, x to the second power. If I had another one, it'd be x to the third power, x to the fourth power, and so on. This is just what I said. The last number is the remainder in the box, and all that. Oops, let me do this one real quick. Again, here, number in the box is a 5. My coefficients are 1, negative 2, and I'm missing an x to the second power, so I have to put a 0 in there for that to hold its place, and then 3 and negative 2. Same process. Bring it down, multiply it by 5, I get 5. Add it together, I get 3. Multiply and get 15. That's 15. 15 times 5 is 75. 3 times 75 gives me 78. 78 times 5 gives me, I think, 390. 390 plus negative 2 gives me 388. Number of the box is my remainder. Constant term x, x squared, x to the third. And I always have to write my answer as 1x to the third plus 3x squared plus 15x plus 78. And then my remainder, just like we did yesterday, 388 divided by x minus 5. And that's my final answer. So, oops. So, when a binomial evenly divides a polynomial, we can find the solutions to the equation. So like for this one up here, when I do synthetic division, I get a positive 4 in the box. Then I have 4, negative 17, and 4. Bring my 4 down. 16, negative 1, negative 4, and 0. Since I get a remainder of 0, that means that since I get a remainder of 0, that means that 4 is one of my solutions. So x equals 4. And to find the other one, this is my remainder, this is my constant term, this is my x. I can make this, so this is 4x minus 1, equal to 0. And then I would add 1 to the other side, and then divide by 4. Divide by 4. And so x equals 1/4. So just like this one, I put a -5 in my box. I have 16, 60, and -100. Bring my 16 down. 16 times -5 gives me -80, -20, 100, 0. So that means that one of my solutions is what's in the box, so -5. Then I have 16x minus 20 is equal to 0. Add 20 to both sides, and then divide by 16. And so you get x equals, that's 1 1/4. And those are my two solutions. And there is the homework. Again, use synthetic division for all these problems.